Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine. In the last session, we had completed with the explanation of the half chapter, the 12 months. Today we are going to conclude the rest half. Kindly remove your textbook, page number 10. In the last class, we had seen that how Helena and stepmother of Morluka, how they tortured her and then how they forced her to go in the deep forest and bring violets. Now let's move ahead with the story. Helena snatched all the flowers and did not give even a single one to her sister. See the reaction of the Helena. She took away forcibly all the flowers and she did not give even one to her sister. The next day, she called to her sister and said, "Go, Morluka, and get me some strawberries from the forest." "Alas, dear sister, where could I find any strawberries in this hard winter?" said Morluka. "How dare you argue? Go at once and get me the strawberries or I will kill you." See how she is threatening her sister that if you not bring me strawberries, I will kill you. The stepmother caught hold of Morluka and pushed her out of the door and shut it after her. Morluka went to the forest, weeping bitterly. She was crying a little. The snow was lying deep and there wasn't a human footprint to be seen anywhere. She wondered for a long time. She was thinking for a long time. Tortured. Now, torture means what? To inflict pain. She was already, first of all, there was chilling cold, and then she was feeling pain because of hunger and trembling with cold. She was shivering with cold. At last, she saw the light she had seen the other day. Overjoyed, she went towards it. She came to the great fire with the 12 months sitting around it. "Please, kind sirs, let me warm my hands at the fire." Great January nodded, means again said yes, and asked her, "Why have you come again, and what are you looking for here?" "I am looking for strawberries. My sister Helena and my stepmother bade me bring some strawberries, and if I don't, they will kill me." Now, bade me means what? They commanded me, they have ordered me to go to forest and bring strawberries. "Tell me, fathers, tell me, please, where can I find them?" Great January arose. Arose means he got up, he stood up, he went over to the month sitting opposite to him. It was June, and handed the club to him, saying, "Brother, take the high seat." So Great January stood up and told him, told whom? Told June that take the high seat, and then handed the club to him. June took the high seat upon the stone and swung the club over the fire, and the fire shot up and its heat melted the snow in a moment. So as soon as he took the seat, what was the reaction? That the fire heated up and melted the snow immediately, and the ground was all green. The trees were covered with leaves. The birds began to sing, and the forest was filled with all kinds of flowers. It was summer. The ground under the bushes was covered with white starlets. Starlets means the white flowers. The starry blossoms were turning into strawberries every minute. Blossom means what? The flower which would turn into a fruit. They ripened at once, and before Morluka had time to think, there were so many of them that it looked as though a red carpet had been spread on the ground. How the scenery was is as if instead of strawberry she could find that it is a red carpet was being spread on the ground. Pick them at once, Morluka, commanded June. So June told that pick it up, immediately pick it up. So she picked it. Morula picked them joyfully till she had filled her apron full. Then she thanked the month with all her heart and scampered merrily home. Then she took a quick light run. She was ready to go there. Helena and the stepmother wondered when they saw Moruluka bringing the strawberries. Her apron was full of them. Where did you pick them? Asked Helena. Certainly means what she was angry also that from where did she bring the strawberries? Certainly means when you express the anger by remaining silent, na, that is known as certainly. There are plenty of them growing in the forest on the high mountains. Helena took all the strawberries and ate them all up with her mother. They didn't leave even a single one for Morluka. On the third day, Helena ordered Morluka to go to forest and get me some red apples. The stepmother caught hold of Morluka and, without giving her a chance to speak, pushed her out of the door and shut it after her. The strange behavior was of not only Helena but also the stepmother. Morluka went to the forest again, weeping bitterly, but she didn't wander about this time. She ran straight to the top of the mountain where the big fire was burning and the 12 months were sitting around the fire. Please, kind sirs, help me. Great January nodded and asked her, what are you looking for today? I am looking for red apples. If I don't bring them, my sister and my mother will kill me. Tell me, father, tell me please where I could find them. Great January rose up. Again he stood up. He went over to one of the older months. It was September. He handed the club to him and said, brother, take the high seat. Month September took the high seat upon the stone and swung the club over the fire. The fire began to burn with a red flame. The snow began to melt, but there was a cold wind that sent the faded leaves down to the ground. It was autumn. Morluka saw just one apple tree with red apples hanging high among its branches. Shake the tree at once, Morluka, commanded September. So September month helped her to for the apples, and then as soon as the apples were there on the tree, he commanded him to take it and then go away. Right gladly, Moroloka shook the tree, and the first apple fell down, then another. Now, Moruluka, that's enough. Run home quickly, shouted the month. Moruluka obeyed at once. She picked up the apples, thanked the month with all her heart, and ran home merrily. Helena and the stepmother wondered when they saw Moruluka bringing the two apples. Where did you get them? Asked Helena. I found them in the forest on the high mountain. And why didn't you bring more? Or did you eat them on the way home? Said Helena harshly. Alas, sister dear, I haven't even tasted them. I shook the tree twice. Two apples fell down and they wouldn't let me shake the tree again. They shouted me to go to straight home, protested Morluka. May you be stuck to death by lightning, said the wicked Helena, and began to eat the apple. It tasted so delicious that she told her mother she had never tasted anything so nice in all her life. The stepmother liked it too. When they had finished, they wanted some more. Mother, give me my fur coat. Let's go to forest ourselves and get the apples. They ragged, they dressed in rags, little wretch means unpleasant or like an annoying person. Would eat them all up again on her way home. We'll find the place all right and I'll shake them all down, however they shout at me. Her mother agreed readily. They wrapped themselves in the fur coat and shawls and off they went to the forest. The snow lay deep and they wandered about for a long time, but at last they saw the top of the mountain where the big fire was burning and the 12 months were sitting. They stepped up to the fire and stretched out their hands to warm them without asking permission or speaking one polite word. Why have you come here and what are you looking for? Asked Great January crossly. Crossly means angrily. He asked, why do you want to know, you old fool? Replied Helena angrily. It's no business of yours, said her mother. Great January frowned. He was very, very angry by their behavior and swung the club over his head. The sky grew dark in a moment, the fire burnt low, the snow began to fall thick, and an icy wind began to blow through the forest. Helena and her sister mother couldn't see one step in front of them. They tried to find their way out, but the snow fell in huge masses, and soon they were lost in it. So as soon as the great January he got angry, he he rose up and then he swung the club and then everywhere there was complete snow was there and they could not find that where they are supposed to go. At home, Morluka waited and waited and yet Helena and her sister did not come back. When she went to search for them, she found neither her mother and sister nor the 12 months in the forest. At last she returned home sadly. So good Moruluka inherited the cottage and the land around it. She inherited means what? When we receive the property legally. So as there was nobody else except her, so she inherited the property, the cottage and the land around it. She married a kind-hearted husband and they both lived happily ever after. So at the end, she finally was very happy as there was nobody to torture her or inflict pain on her. So here we conclude the story that always how your behavior should be, and it highlights on the moral is that good always trumps over the evil. That means always the good wins over the evil. In your life also your behavior should be and your thoughts, you should be indeed a good person, a good human. I hope you all have understood the story very well. Thank you children. God bless you all.